Recently, there was a news report about a woman in her 80s who died after being bitten by a dog. The news grabbed public attention as the owner of the dog was a well-known actor in Korea. According to statistics, there are more than 2,000 reported cases of people bitten by dogs every year. The number of owners of companion animals is constantly on the rise, and accordingly, the market related to pets is booming in Korea. But the culture and public awareness about raising pets seems to be falling behind. Many pet lovers don't think seriously about what it takes to be an owner of a pet. They simply decide to get one out of the simple thought that pets look adorable and can be a good companion. This inconsiderate attitude is responsible for an increasing number of abandoned dogs and cats. When you choose to keep a cat or a dog, you have to ask yourself if you're capable of taking care of them. Being an owner of a pet takes time and money. Pets are not toys that can be chosen and thrown away at the owner's disposal. Also, to avoid these incidents of dogs biting people, owners of dogs should put themselves in other people's shoes. There may be an immediate emotional connection to the owners, but not for everyone else. Dogs should be leashed, and some even need to be muzzled outside their home according to proper guidelines. It is often said that dogs are man's best friend. So are other pets who accompany us every day. They should be treated as such, and Korea's pet-related culture should evolve. The number of pets is rising in tandem with the pet market. So I said the number of pets is rising in tandem. So when we talk about, if you look at a graph or a chart, if two things are rising together, that means they're going in tandem together. And so, and I said the pet market. Now, the pet market is everything to deal with products or services related to pets. Pet hotel, pet shampoo, toys, leashes, everything you can think of, that is the pet market. The pet market is booming along with the rise in pet ownership. So I said the pet market is booming. If something is booming, it's making a lot of money. It's going up really high or really fast. Or you could say like the stock is booming. That means it's increasing rapidly. Raising a pet is a full-time job. The big question is, do you have enough money and time to take care of a companion animal? So in that first sentence, I said raising a pet is a full-time job. So when we say it's a full-time job, it's an expression that means it takes a lot of time. For example, when I was living in New York, if you have a car in New York City and you don't put it in a garage parking space, you have to park it on the street. And every 2 or 3 days, you have to wake up at 5 a.m., take your car and move it to another street because they clean the streets. And it takes a lot of time. So like if you have a car in New York and you're not paying for parking, you spend hours and hours every week moving that car from different streets that are being cleaned or not cleaned. So we say it's like having another job, or it's like having a full-time job. So if you have something like a hobby, or for example, if you're raising kids, that's a full-time job. It means it takes up a lot of your time. And then finally, I said it takes enough money and time to take care of a companion animal. So traditionally, we use the word pets. Companion animal is more of a new word. It's a little bit more politically correct. Some people say that using the word pet is demeaning because it means that the animal is lesser than you. I still use pets, but just I would want you to know the word companion animal. You should know about it, but you don't have to use it. Also, I'd like to say that people, we say raising pets. Some Koreans say grow pets, but that's incorrect. You can only grow plants or like grow food, or you grow potatoes, or I grow tomatoes, but you can't grow a pet or something living like a person. Pets require effort, time, and money. You need to step back and think if you can dedicate yourself to raising a pet. So I said, you need to take a step back and think if you can dedicate yourself. So to take a step back, it doesn't literally mean with your feet, but if you're involved with something, or you have an emotional reaction, or you're really focused on something, to take a step back means to kind of take a deep breath and think about what you're doing and look at the bigger picture. So to take a step back means to kind of rethink your decision. Pets provide emotional and physical comfort to people. However, not everyone feels this way, and a pet may be a nuisance to people around you. So I said a pet may be a nuisance to people around you. A nuisance is something annoying or irritating. So, for example, if you bring a dog somewhere and someone's scared of dogs or someone's allergic to dogs, that could be a nuisance to that person. Pet owners need to be aware of their surroundings. People in society have different opinions about animals. Pet owners need to be conscious of this. So first I said, pet owners need to be aware of their surroundings. To be aware of your surroundings means, you can't be walking down the street staring at your phone. You've got to be looking out for people to come at you or near you. You got to be aware of what the rules are, what the culture is. So to be aware of your surroundings means to be mindful of everything around you and who you're interacting with and where. And finally, I said pet owners need to be conscious of this. To be conscious of something means you need to think about it. So, for example, if you're going to a public place, you might think, well, my dog is not house trained. He may go to the bathroom on the floor. So you got to think about that. So you got to be conscious of something means you're thinking about it. Proper training and equipment are needed for canines. This is to ensure that dogs will not bite people in public. So I said they are needed for canines. A canine is the Latin word for dogs. So when we talk about all dogs, you might hear the word canine. It's like a classification. Also cats, you would say like feline. Feline encompasses all of cats. So a lot of times you might hear the word dog or canine. It's kind of interchangeable. Dog is more popular, but canine or feline would be more scientific or when they talked about the entire industry. Obedience training, socialization, leashes, and muzzles are all things dog owners must consider to reduce dog bites. So I said obedience training. Obedience training is when you teach your dog how to behave. For example, like sit, fetch, catch, roll over. These are all commands you are teaching your dog to be obedient. Obedient means to follow the rules. And then I said muzzles. So we talked about muzzles here before. So a muzzle is a device you put around a dog's mouth so it can't bite you. And we also use the verb to muzzle. So you need to muzzle your dog, means you need to put a device on that animal so it doesn't bite anyone. Thanks for downloading, guys, and please check out the Konglish Killer book. Thanks for all your support and positive reviews. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye. See you next time.